Hello everybody and welcome back to the channel. This is Michael, KE4EST. And here we're back in for the final update on this Channel Master multiband radio. And I want to kind of show you what I've done here a little bit, and then we'll turn it around and see the big reveal. Because really all I got to do here is bolt the, well, you can probably see it. Bolt the battery box back in. Put the power supply board, mount it back. I left it loose just so I could show you. And put the back on it, pretty much. And this is for the external antenna jacks here. And I started to go ahead and just put it together, but I want to show you. I went ahead and you can kind of see here. Recapped all these, all brand new Rubicons. There's a couple here I didn't. They were real small, like 1 microfarad, and they tested really good. So I went ahead and just left those. And the disc capacitors, they checked good and left those. The resistors on this board all checked well within tolerance, so I just left those in there. On the tuner board here and then down here, which is really kind of hard to see, I had all this out, pulled out at one time and checked it. Everything checked out pretty good, which, you know, a lot of these things, this is, so I gotta get this back around these wires without, try to do that so I didn't have to resolder anything. Made in the 70s, so it's not, something, it depends on what it is, and what the capacitor is controlling. Power supply, definitely they got to go. Even if they check good, they got to go. Some people call it shotgunning, but now to me, shotgunning is if I replaced every part in this thing, every little resistor, everything. I'll just replace them all. It surely got to work. All the transistors, everything. And a lot of times, unless there's some other, like a wire broke somewhere that you're not seeing, and you just start pulling boards out because something ain't working, and start changing parts. Eventually, it's going to start working. Yeah. And that's what they call shotgunning instead of going through and troubleshooting. Now with this one, everything worked. I just wanted to go through and touch up the alignment on it, which you saw in the last episode on this, and I recapped the power supply. I went ahead and checked other things while I was here. Everything checked out good, so I left them. I went in and sprayed cleaner, and like this potentiometer here, and up here in this, like I showed in the other one, it's kind of hard to see these, but I didn't spray cleaner down inside here where these capacitors are. I didn't want to get in there and cause, issues. Sometimes you can get enclosed like that, and you can get everything don't evaporate like it's supposed to. Even with these good tuner cleaners and things, sometimes they don't. They'll cause capacitance changes inside the tuner. But I did, when I had this back in here out, put a drop of oil here and drop of oil there and all that to, so everything will tune properly. But other than that, let me get this power supply board back in. Just takes 4 screws here. I'll get it back in and we'll come back with the big reveal. Okay, so I got that boards all back in. This is still flopping. I've got to put that back in. But I was just going to show you where I had everything loose. So mainly this was get the camera down here so you can see. Mainly I had this out, and the reason so I could get to the speaker when we was doing the alignment and the last episode on this in part 2, when I was going through and doing this alignment. That's really the only reason I took that loose. And the other reason is, if you remember, the other one had it was all messed up and corroded. The ends, or maybe I think I showed that on video. I know there was something in here I didn't catch on video. I forget what it was. If it was this or something that I had replaced. It's nice to have a a donor one. But this here came out of the donor. This battery box here, and you can see I went over that. It's just cleaned up best as I could. I've got all like the ends here cleaned up. It's still a little rust on it there. I don't know, and it's like you got a rivet going through this plastic, so I kind of left it for now. I don't know, maybe I could just drill it out and put a bolt in there and drop that in some vinegar or something and clean it up better. First thing, if you remember in episode 1 I was showing you everything. The antenna was broke off. Now we have a proper antenna, which I know is hard to see, but you can see it. You can see the little different sections here to pull it out. So we've got a proper antenna hooked up, and it's wired properly. And in the next shot, I'll turn this around and show you the reveal of the front, way it looks now, way it's supposed to look. And I know this has been, like I said, 3 parts, so in case you've kind of forgotten or whatever, I took some pictures. I'm going to put a picture up right now while I'm turning this around and let you look at that picture of what it looked like when I got it. My brother gave it to me, and then I will show you the reveal. And there it is. This here's come out. Most of the better, still some scratches and things in here, and some scuffs. But that's nice and smooth across there. This here's got, but this is the only one of these I had. Now this is, like I said, it's supposed to have, I was showing you the notches in it. I cleaned a lot of this plastic up. It's supposed to have a door on this, so you could just drop the door down and click it, and hear that click there, and then you see right on the front here it says Channel Master Solid State 6-band radio, so that you could operate it either way, but you close it down if you want to, and it looks more. They were coming out of the era then, mainly like back in the 30s and 40s and early 50s. They make a lot of, big radios and stuff, and they try to match and look like furniture, something that decor, and they put a lot of work into the looks of it. And, things nowadays it's not done that much too. But this was kind of along those lines a little, where we could drop this down, or you could flip it up like this. I'll try to get the glare off the light off of it here, and we'll zoom in a little bit here on the top part. You bring this up, and this has got some scuffs and stuff on it too. I know I cleaned it the best I could. This shows you your world map here. You see at the bottom it's got numbers 1 through 24 for your different time zones, 24 time zones. And then you got this wheel here, and like you see, it says outer dial, time of day. So like say right now it was 1 o'clock. Okay, and it says the inner dial is the zone number. So say you lived right in here somewhere, so you're zone 6, like in the Midwest out here in zone 6, and it is 1 o'clock, anywhere in that area. It could be 1:30, but you get the idea. So you take and turn this. You're supposed to be able to kind of barely grab it with this here, but it's not very. And you would line that 6 up with 1 p.m. So now it's, say if it's 1:30, anywhere between 1 and 2 o'clock. So if it's 1:30 here, where I'm living at now, and you want to know what time it is over here in Cairo, Egypt, go down to 15, and then you follow and find 15 on the thing. Well, it's 10 o'clock at night now in Cairo. Okay, and you see it's got different colors here. So if I go down here and want to know where Sydney, Australia is 23, so we'll find 23. What's over here? It says 6 a.m. But it's the next day, different color here, so it's the next day. So say this was Tuesday at 1:30 in the afternoon, where I'm at. It's Wednesday, 6 o'clock in the morning in Sydney, Australia. So that gives you an idea when you're listening to different stations, and you're kind of curious what time that it is, where they're at, and where you're picking them up at. Sorry about the glare there. That thing sure does put off a lot of glare, and you got lights up close to it like this trying to show it off. And then here's the dial here, or the front of the radio that you kind of seen before in the other one, before it was cleaned up. I took some of these, and these things are a pain in the butt to clip in and out of there. But you got these little sliders, and that's just, that was back, didn't have no digital tuning or memory presets. You could push a button and press in, and just hit button 1 to go to memory number 1. So if you had a favorite, you could use this for anything. And you only got 4 of them, so usually, you just kind of keep it in your head and memorize it. Where if I'm listening to AM every night, I like to listen to 700 AM, so I would slide this to about there, so that way when I tune the dial, I remember that was about where I always listened to that at. Or you'd probably want to use this one down here if it was, say, right in there is your favorite police band, when you're listening to the police talk or something, you could tune there. That's where the police is about is, so I can then I can get right here and just kind of twist it back and forth. Come on, key up and say something when you hear them talking. And then 421 County, go ahead. And then, there it is. And, get you in the general area if you're off just a little bit. You have to play with it a little bit, but you can move this and put this one on one of these other bands, say somewhere around 6.5 megacycles, somewhere around 41 meters, or something. And it tells you here too, if you can see that. Let me zoom in. It'll tell you what meter band you're at here. Like this is around 60 meters. This is around 49 meters is around in here. 41 meters. Of course, this will be 40 meters, but they don't show it. Like amateur radio, 31 meters, 25 meters. All through here. And that's about, of course, as far as it goes there. You don't get to go into like 10 meters or anything like that. Or 15 meter amateur radio bands. But of course, at the time, this was listening to world radio broadcasting. It wasn't really made for amateur radio, nothing like that. But that was different. And then, like I said, the presets, and of course, you got your squelch, which only works on the PB1 and PB2. And PB1, PB2, again, was FM only. And of course, the FM broadcast band's FM only. And then these top 3 bands here is AM only. Let's plug this thing in here. Make sure the volume's down. You can see, let me back out here. I'm on the AM broadcast band right now. And with the volume even turned down, you can see this needle moving. Look at that. See, there's must have been a station, a stronger station. Or is it the other way? I can't remember. I think this one's backwards. Let's see. It may just be picking up noise in the shack here. Yeah, see, it's going this way for a strong signal. It's just picking up something. I got so many electronics and stuff going on here. You see the strong signal. It goes that way. There's something. And this is just sitting here, no antenna hooked up to it. Of course, Wed's using the ferrite rod antenna. But it's really going to be hard to get something right here. Unless I hook up an external antenna outside, because I got so much noise here, and especially on AM. But you can see it's working. It works pretty good. And then you got your automatic frequency control. once you turn that on, the transistor circuit in there is trying to hunt back and forth and keep it tuned to the maximum signal. So to kind of keep it stabilized on that. But that's it. I don't know with the external antenna if we'll get much of anything. Let's go.
Garcia left us a big present on our carpet. My mom called Fuller Carpet Cleaning Services.
Probably not there. Let's try this one.
Llegaron a Panamá para hacer compras se debe a irregularidades detectadas por el gobierno de Panamá.
So maybe you can hear that.
De la zona libre de Colón. Rojas dice que en Cuba había un robot que...
It's actually doing better than I thought it would. Without the electronics, so it's doing pretty good. Well, there it is, and of course if I had an outside antenna hooked up to it, we'd be getting the stations all over the place. It'd really be booming in. But there's the I was looking, we don't have it right on the face of it, or have it under here anywhere. It don't say what model number this is. You see Channel Master, at the top of the lid up here. You can't see out the camera now. I've got the lid up, and you see it right here when you close it. But of course, this is the Channel Master 6247. And as you see again, solid state 6-band radio, and this is it, all complete and done. It still needs a little bit of, I've been handling it and polishing this old chrome, and it's starting to get spots in it. But now I got wool off my hands on it. But there it is, and I hope this helps somebody out. And if anybody's got one of these, it helped them get it restored and get it going, or I hope you just enjoyed watching this and seeing something go from what it was to this. And it's really nice to take certain things, like this. And of course, I never at first, this is usually not my style. Now, I've always liked the Channel Master brand, but this is not my style, usually. But when my brother, gave it to me, and I set it down, and it sat there for a while and got kicked around, and I got thinking about it, and I thought, I wonder, maybe I should restore that. But it's missing this and missing that. And then I got to looking around and found a donor, and away it went. So hope you enjoyed it, and if you did, reach down here, hit that like button. If you've not subscribed, subscribe if you like to see more stuff like this. And until the next video, this is Michael, KE4EST 72.